right, Mike. Get us into this land of
To
debt.
me? Is it my turn? All right.
And zombies.
We are here today, dearly beloved, to play Red Markets, a game of economic horror. A giant tome to sprain your shoulder trying to lift, assuming you can find it in print.
Yeah.
We'll take a brief second. I'll just pop off to another screen here for a moment. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry about it at all. It's fine.
Rations. I forgot that we don't have any rations.
We have some new title card and tarot card screens that we can throw around. So yeah, good times. Good times.
Oh yeah. I think I have a refresh list. So like
I should pull up my character sheet.
just
yeah,
one.
that would be a good start. Okay. Thinking back. You got hired by Jed Jones
That was so long ago.
to go by foot because y'all sold off your truck he gave you from Oklahoma to Salem. I know it's haunted. Whatever. Move on.
Yeah, it's a haunted truck.
It's got a sticker on it that tells us it's haunted.
It's haunted. We shot a hole in the gas tank. Look, listen.
Don't
The
move it.
the truck hates us just as much as we hate it at this point.
If it was any other color, Mike, if it was any other color, we're like, oh, it's a different truck. It's great.
We wouldn't look
That's
that
fine.
hard into it. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, it's the truck that you're currently riding in, but it's the truck that you sold and didn't want to be around.
We're dead
Besides
meat.
that.
We're dead meat. We're not gonna make it.
Anyway, so yes, you had to walk from Oklahoma to St. Louis, clean out silos with like industrial cleansers. We didn't get them ahead of time, so we had to go back to get the industrial cleansers. Then we had to clean everything out. And now Jed Jones has hired Alpha Team to hold that location, that grain silo in St. Louis for him. And the members of Bravo Team were doing logistics and transport for Alpha Team to get them here. So we are now in a white pickup truck that Frankenberry got from somewhere. Frankenberry, stopping, getting out. Hot eyes, like trying to fix up the thing. He's like under the hood. He's like banging something with a wrench. He's like, all right, I think I got the AC working. That's good because this tactical jacket's getting way too hot. Got to take that one off.
Mike.
For those who can't read it on stream, this shirt says Strickland Propane from Arlene, Texas. Oh my god.
Let's go, Arlen, Texas.
It's back. It's back in the truck.
That's my
Back on the
hometown.
road.
That's my
Wow,
hometown, yo.
you just held on to that bit for the good 30 minutes we've been talking. So
I need to go get my
That's-
King of the Hill tarot deck from a
Yeah.
box in the closet or something. I don't know.
That's my hometown, man. Or next to it, Garland.
Does
I think I
Arlen
drove
actually
through there
exist?
once.
That's
Arlen doesn't, but Garland does. And
That's
that's
what
where the
Alan
Luann
does.
platter is.
okay. All right.
That's where Mike Judge is from. That's where he got all that great material.
It's so fun.
Makes sense. So yeah, you were on your way home. Well, you were on your way home, and then we got
Yep.
some message. We wound up getting message from Blue, from our little blue emoji who pipes up from time to time.
Which you have started to use her emojis in our like general discourse when you're like thumbs up, and it freaks me out a little bit. Just play her to
Oh,
jail.
it can be far worse than that. I made an emoji on my phone of her, so I can do the her giving a
Oh, you had
thumbs
already
up
done
and her angry and stuff. Yeah, I did it a long time ago, back at the beginning of the campaign. But also you can use it to it'll do face tracking and record your audio, so I could record little her being angry messages and post those
Like a little,
videos if I
like a
wanted
little
Yeah,
Hol-
Doug.
Hollow Live situation.
And then, I mean, if we really want to talk Uncanny Valley, that's it. That's, I did
Pretty sure you
way
can do
back
those
at the
on
beginning.
FaceTime now.
Way back
like
at the
they're
beginning,
working
I
on
tried to figure out if there was a way I could use my phone as a camera input to OBS so I could have her on stream. And I could never figure that one out. So we all lucked out on that.
I mean, you can with Video Ninja.
Oh, shut.
Maybe.
Not
Anyway.
a thing we're gonna figure out right now.
We'll get there.
I just it's weird when an in-game in-character NPC is corresponding with me, David, in the real world. It's like
It's not that bad. It's a picture. It shows up, right? Like
it's good.
Anyway, so
Sorry to
Seachan
derail you
then.
completely.
Yeah,
we're doing this thing for
hey, we got these people in hoods in the back of a van, like we're taking them off to like some sort of black site, and like we're gonna zoom in on one of them here and like pull the hood off. It's like it's luckily not Puck, but it is LoJack, and we realize like the rest of these people are Trophy. We have LoJack, and we have Bug in her leather jacket that there's no reason to wear in Oklahoma when it's this hot. We have like Riley, and probably back by the edge of the truck, which had like the back open and it was like a U-Haul. There was Bex, who was probably wrapped in one of those like Mylar space sheets that had like some duct tape and like a face mask, or like one of those plastic face shields, because you know,
What about the
you got to be in
rest of
close
the
contact with the
farmers?
latent. There probably were other people in there as well, but
Okay,
these
so
aren't
they
paying
didn't
attention.
just leave the farmers.
or maybe some of the farmers didn't make it
Or,
because
yeah.
if I recall correctly, we were in the middle of losing the farmers. Like we
Yeah.
had just lost like 2 or 3.
Fair
We were in the
enough,
middle of
man.
finding out what was actually moving around in this field and throwing people in the air. Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Mhm.
was so.
Yeah.
So yeah, they
40 to
asked like, "Hey,
45 feral hogs.
do you guys want to come pick this up? Is this guy? Are these people some of yours?" And
We- I think the answer was yes, and that we were on
Yeah.
our way. Right. Yeah.
Well, and Frankenberry was leaving us. Frankenberry was not coming with us to do that, right?
Frankenberry should not be coming with you to do that, unless you want him finding things out, which I'm sure you do not.
Right. Yeah.
So
No,
tell us, Mike.
he's gonna drop
You
us
know.
off at a
The
At
cone
a-
of silence extends to the 3 characters here on stream, and not to Frankenberry. It's
right.
No serial based names in the cone of silence, please. But how many legs, I think, is the real question. My color's so weird. How many legs to these
So yeah,
people?
Frankenberry, per what Blue will tell you, get dropped off at Garden City Industrial Park, which is the place that you cleared with like the people who were like grinding the rails and all that kind of stuff, where there's the cement factory.
Right.
Ping me when you're there. I'll give you more instructions. And then there's like, let's see, Frankenberry and the white pickup truck coming to stop. You sure you guys don't want to ride the rest of the way home? This is still like the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just like, yeah, we were here earlier and left some stuff behind. We want to make sure it gets back safe.
Okay, well, I mean,
So-
like, if you're not gonna come back with me, then like, the least I can do is, if y'all want to rummage around in the back before you head out, you can. And in the back of the truck, you can refresh one thing.
Each of us?
No,
Like we can have a refresh, or
no,
we can
what-
refresh.
like
both.
someone
okay,
can
okay, it's
refresh
like-
rations, or someone can refresh a weapon, but like he's got a little extra like junk to sift through back there, but like here, have a present.
Hmm.
My lowest. I still have 1 refresh left,
Same.
but my lowest is rations at 6. My bow at 8.
My lowest is my rifle at 5.
So
Yeah, my rifle's at 2, and I'm like, that's 8 shots.
yeah.
It's 8 shots.
That's
you know?
pretty good. It'd be pretty nice to
That's
give you that.
I mean, I got 4 rations and a refresh, so I'm good. I think I can make it on the ration.
Um.
And I say you find some ammo for that rifle.
Yeah, yeah.
mhm.
I think that's the move.
Oh, your audio changed, my dude.
Your audio just really changed.
Oh,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. Sounds like we're
Mhm.
coming from your camera instead of from your really nice microphone.
Um. I think I'm gonna refresh my rations since I tend to move around a lot.
Wait, Mike, do we get
One
one thing
each?
for the whole group?
No, there's one thing for the group that can
Oh,
be filtered
sorry.
out of the back of this pickup truck here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the scavenge right at the end of a leg or whatever,
Gotcha.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So bullets it is.
Yay.
Do we have an extra rifle? No, okay. I didn't think we did anymore. So
Yeah, I think we sold off everything that was extras. We always sold it off because otherwise you have to like pay for it, even if you don't use it. It's tough.
okay.
Fixed my audio.
Yes.
So now when we left this place, there were, I'm sure all the like,
Several semis that are not here anymore.
okay, thank you.
Several dump trucks that were not here anymore.
Okay.
I think Frankie Berry will have a moment where like he's got like his like Ubic tablet on like the like clip on the dash in the truck kind of deal. And it starts to beep, and then like a little girl's on the screen. It's like, I know, I'm coming home, Chase. I'll be there soon. Be okay. So it's like, all right, if you guys got what you need, I gotta go take care of her.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Get onto it.
Thanks for the
we'll
alert.
see
Kind
you
of
again.
like, walks by, kind of like, chips you on the shoulder, log out. Stay safe. See you back in town.
Cool. You too. Thanks for the
And
look.
he's taking Dr. Compound.
Yes. Dr. Compound will be going back with him, and you contacted Jed Jones. He's fine, but like he'll pay Dr. Compound when she gets there and settle up with the rest of you when y'all arrive.
Yeah.
He's not. Although it would be fun for him to just give all your money to Dr. Compound and be like, "Oh, and she didn't pay you." Like,
Yeah. Thanks,
Such a
Jed.
Mr. Jones thing to do.
Very
Yeah.
nice of you. We'll just settle up with her wherever
economic
she
horror.
is.
Come on. But yeah, he will settle up with you guys when you get back to town. And Frankenberry gets in like there's probably a moment where like the truck doesn't start real well and kind of like gets down underneath, like kind of messing with stuff. It's like, this stupid patch on the gas tank. Like gets back in and it starts, takes off down the rail.
So glad we ditched that truck.
We're the ones that
Endless
cause it to need the
entertainment.
patch.
I'm also glad we didn't. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. When you put bad karma in the world, don't go back and pick it up. Just let it be. Let it be.
Oh my god.
You're good to make up for it elsewhere.
Yeah. We've paid for that one. We've paid for that one a bit.
A couple times over at this point, probably, but yeah. So Frankenberry gets back at the truck, heads out.
And so then it's just us
You
three.
see like a zone, like one casualty like wanders out, just like goes spinning off the front of the truck. So just like goes through it, and it's just you three standing in this abandoned rail yard next to this like dead cement factory. I think if you look around it, you'll realize that like that it looks like, oh, like all the doors are busted and the windows are cracked and like, oh, they're jammed shut, and, like you can't get in, but it's actually like there's a little gap, and if you put a thing in here, it unlatches it, so it's like it looks like it's abandoned and like destroyed, but like people can still have access to it. So it's a little bit of tomfoolery to like keep people out. It's under someone's control. But yeah, otherwise you're here by yourselves.
How much do we know? Like, how much do Deacon and Mirtha know about what's going on?
You all know that trophy got picked up by the folks from Awful House, right? Isn't that who has them?
I think the people from Awful House might have done like the transport, but the people who have them are blue.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like
yeah.
it's not like Dexy and Vincent contacted you, like Blue contacted you with like this video of them.
Gotcha.
This very threatening video of them.
It was like
The
I found
Canadian.
some
It wasn't
videos.
meant to be a very threatening video of them, like, but like Yeah, they had them as prisoners, and then like someone had them as like hostages, like they were trying to keep them, from knowing where they were going and that kind of stuff. And then they're like, "Oh, wait, do you know this person? They look familiar." Like, "Oh, okay, well then, we'll just hold them until you pick them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll
So
just babysit, I guess." That's
yeah, so I think then Longbow would have shared that looks like Trophy got picked up and they are safe, and we need to go meet up with the folks that have them and get them. And unfortunately, they've been kind of shrouded this whole time because the folks that have them don't want the Trophy team to know about where they've been, the people they've been with, because they're kind of my people. And they're trying to keep a lot of stuff on wraps right now.
So because I want to clarify this for myself, when was this discussed?
Right. I think maybe right now.
So you basically were like, "Hey, y'all, we
So
have to
you're-
stop here."
Yeah,
Well,
we're
I think that-
stopping. We're getting out here. By the way, now
Well, I
that
think-
Frankenberry's
no,
gone
'cause
and we're here
we-
in the middle of nowhere.
Because
There's
we
a
talked
reason for
about
this.
last session. I thought we talked about like, oh shit, trophy got picked up, and we need to go get them.
I think we were able to, Mike, in a moment of the truck breaking down, for us to briefly talk about the message that Longbow got, but not a ton of specifics.
Right.
Like
we knew that. Yeah. Like I think that the plan to come out here was discussed, but not all the details about Trophy's situation.
Okay. Just clearing it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because hey, man, what we don't want is that rep spot, right? I think we've learned the rep
Canadian
spots that can happen.
sympathizers.
We don't want those. We want good rep spots, good ones,
Mhm.
not
Maple
Shifty
syrup
eye.
swilling terrorists.
yeah. We don't want that rep spot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that like when the truck's driving away, like, all right, well, this is just us and the casualties. Trophy was kind of out. We would say over their skis, right, in over their heads, and got picked up by some of my people. And once they realized that they were just a Taker crew and we knew who they were, they want to give them back to us and have us take them back to elevation safe and sound. My understanding is that my folks didn't want Trophy to see a whole bunch of stuff, to be able to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. So I think Trophy's been kind of blindfolded this whole time. So they might be a little disoriented and a little freaked out when we run into them.
Or the
What?
better part of a week that you were out of communications.
I don't know these things, Mike. Stop that. I can't answer for that because I don't know that. I'm not going to feel guilty for that.
Why wouldn't they just let Trophy go?
Man, maybe they got too close to an operation. I'm not really sure what the situation was of how they got picked up or really where they were. I know they were dealing with some farming situation, right? Like out of character, we know a little bit about what Trophy was up to. They took a job to do some farming project.
They
Like we knew that
do
job
know
was
about that.
around, and we
Yeah,
didn't take it.
like you knew that like what was it? South Vasquez was looking for someone to like shepherd like up a group of people that were going out
Mhm.
into the loss. And that was the job that they took. So real details around what that job was. Like you probably don't know that it was farming. You certainly don't know that it was like, we're going to hand pollinate the plants because all the bees are dead. Like,
Mhm.
Right.
but like you know that they were taking a job to like they were supposed to be in charge of normal people out in the loss to protect them.
Gotcha.
and
So
go somewhere.
yeah, so I don't really know where they were, but I imagine they just got too close to something. And, my folks aren't the type to just like execute people. So you pick them up and see if somebody knows who they are and try and get them away from whatever sensitive stuff they were too close to.
I have a Heather question, not a Martha question. Are
Okay.
your Ubix transmitting?
I don't know. Mike, are my
Because
Ubix
don't they
transmitting?
normally pick up on your conversations?
Well, they have a tendency to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, these are their Ubix. So they might be.
Okay.
Mike
I
always,
thi- I
Mike
think
always
you just-
surprises me whenever they're
Yeah,
listening in
yeah.
because I know they don't listen
Yeah.
in all the time. It's
Mhm.
just whenever it's convenient, narratively.
I
convenient.
don't think you get like anything that's like germane to the conversation that pops up, but there is probably like a little like, hey, don't forget to ping me when you reach the drop point.
Yeah. What am
Kind
I
of thing
supposed
that's
to
their
pay? Am
way.
I supposed to pay them?
What?
I guess that's
Am I
Martha's.
am I paying them for these people?
I guess
forget.
Martha's other
that much was
question
never
is
discussed. So
Okay, good.
how are they going to react to you and you to them? And how, I guess, are we supposed to react to
I
this?
mean,
Right, Deacon? Like, what are we supposed to do?
What is it? As long as we don't get into like a big discussion about the hows and whys of everything, I think it's gonna be okay. Because trophy needs escort home, right? And I'm a person, we're people that knows trophy. And so like we're just here to get our friends. And they're here to drop them off. And as long as we don't like try to get too into the weeds with them, I think it'll be all right.
Okay.
I mean, it ain't too far of a stretch to just say that we're picking up some. I mean, they've been treated like hostages. I think that's fair to say. Not necessarily prisoners of war, but hostages, and that somebody ransomed them to us or something. I don't know what story your folks have cooked up, but I think that's reasonable, and it's happens every day, most
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially when we talk to Trophy about it. I think that's fair.
Just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
I don't know if we have any other. I don't think there's anything else we have to do on this. I think really it's
Don't
just
overcomplicate something that might not need to be overcomplicated.
they're gonna tell me where to go, and then we're gonna have Trophy, and then we're gonna walk home, and we're gonna try and scrounge up some food along the way. I think.
Okay.
Mike, somebody you kind of mentioned that this place seems to be like owned by somebody else, like somebody else has come through and batten up the doors and change kind of the entry points to the buildings and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
yes.
Does it look like there is a like a campfire out here or some place where people have gathered outside for a little bit? Because I might try and find that and mosey over there and see if there's like a stump to sit on and try and get a fire lit kind of thing. If it feels like we're going to be here for a second, I might.
I don't
Try and
think
do that.
there's really anything here that would make you think like people are like staying and camping in this spot kind of deal.
Okay.
It's mostly that like someone has put, hey, look, you succeeded on a criminality check. Someone has put the effort into making the cement factory look like nobody is going there and it is in disrepair and out of use.
Gotcha.
Like intentionally trying to make it look like that, while in actuality, once you know where the trip is, then like actually unlatches the door that's hidden up in this corner of the thing. If you hit it with a screwdriver, when you get inside, once you're out of the view of anything you would see through the windows, like stuff is still operational.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think there's just this like long silence from Long Valley, just like waiting for these people to do the thing. And he's just like trying to find something to keep himself busy.
So the message was like, ping me when you get there.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah.
Then I will ping.
Because
I-
she
I-
didn't,
I-
she
I
didn't
for-
know what you're like, you know.
My ETA was.
Are they
that-
on foot? Are they something? When they get to this place, tell me.
Yeah. My apologies. I forgot all about that. Yeah. Then
Okay.
I will go ahead and send her a message like, we are here. This place looks worse than I left it.
Good, it's supposed to. So like, yeah, you get back like, good, it's supposed to, and then like a message where it has the like, you know, someone has sent you a geolocation spot.
Oh, sweet. Geocache for my friends. It's awesome.
Yeah. Here's a latitude and longitude pin. Like, bink.
A little description.
Yeah.
All right. Is it nearby at least, or is it like far away?
It is about 15 miles south of El Dorado, Kansas, which is about 3 legs from here.
Fuck you, Mike.
I mean, we got to play the game at some point.
We
I
right?
do have
love
to
you
play the
so
game. We do have
much.
to play the
but
game.
Playing the game.
I'm
God
gonna
damn
go.
it.
I'm gonna the message back. Oh, good. I haven't walked enough lately. Thanks for helping me get my steps in. And then I'm gonna say, all right, we gotta
I
head this
love
way.
that you're so
Ping
much
me
better.
again when you're there, and we'll pick you up.
What? You're gonna take us to a secondary location?
This is a
I've
tertiary
al-
location.
Yeah.
Never go to a
Can
secondary
we just
location.
get them there at the secondary location? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, wait, you're gonna take me to a third location? Can they just
We've
be in a field
arrived
and
at the
get them and
primary.
go?
We're now traveling to the secondary, and then
Yeah,
we will then
here's-
be transported to the tertiary.
Yeah.
3 legs to El Dorado, Kansas, and then we will pick you up at this spot on the map.
You know it's more than me, right?
Or more.
All right. Cool.
You reckon they're gonna put us in some hoods or something and put some zip ties on us when we get there, Merchant?
Oh, dude.
You think?
Then, I mean,
Look.
if
I
they
just don't-
do
I-
that to us, they could separate us so easily,
Well,
and we're
I mean,
we're
I ain't had
screwed.
that. I ain't had that happen since college. You know what I'm saying? That's. that
I've
feels a bit below
never
me
had
at
that
this
happen.
point.
Were you involved in some interesting frat situations there, my Mr. Deacon?
I wouldn't call them that interesting, but you know.
All right, fair enough. Look,
And you call it a fraternity.
It's a
Look.
fraternity. Frat is derogatory.
look, my people are not gonna get like taken. I mean, we're not gonna get taken. They're gonna
That
probably
classic Liam Neeson vehicle.
yeah. I have
If
no
you
idea
do,
what
you
the-
have a
what the
very
plan is.
specific set of skills, and
Actually, we do have a very specific set of skills at not being taken.
Hey man, that movie came out like 30 years ago. Let's just.
I was
That's
raised
one
on
of the
that movie.
classics.
My papa loved it.
That's one of the classics.
it's one of the
So-
key components in the film festival, where it's like, you know, you got Taken, you got The Gray, got Phantom Menace. Like,
And Titanic. That's like the 4 movies that the Enclave has.
Yeah.
Are those.
Just play it on a loop on the TV. Yeah, I think you know, I think we just go along with it and see what happens. If there's another, if anybody's not comfortable, hang here. There's that like housing settlement that's very nearby. Scavenge for food, and you know, I'll be back.
I trust you, Longbow.
I mean, like I said, I did it in college. It ain't gonna be that different now.
what could go wrong? Like, that's
Yeah.
what could go wrong?
Yeah. Did that really happen, Mike? Did you just send that to me? or are you?
I guess I did.
You,
Yeah,
Mike?
I don't know.
Are you Mike having fun, or is the character, is the NPC having fun?
I think Blue is joking. Like,
Good.
there is like little like ha 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 ha
Mine is
falling over
hard in
laughing
text.
and emoji. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I think
Which might just make it more ominous, but
right. I know, right. Just you're not helping. Like, I think I might send back, like, you're not helping us here. You're not helping me. I think the other thing is Longbow will probably say, you know, if they're going to take us to where Trophy is, then I'm really curious where Trophy's been this whole time, because this is pretty far away from elevation.
I mean, we're walking a ways, and then they're gonna pick us up and presumably drive us a ways.
Yeah.
Well, we have nothing but to walk, I guess, at this point.
I mean, or we don't go get Trophy, which I don't think is an answer.
I don't know, man. It's kids, you know.
That doesn't feel right at all.
It
But
doesn't. They're a bunch
I-
of dumb kids that got picked up by Canadians, man. How are we supposed to not just go pick them up?
but Bug can be a problem. But you do like LoJack,
yes,
and Riley's.
we like the
not,
kid.
Not
we love Trophy.
bad, but
We
you
love
know,
Trophy.
and then
So glad we
They're-
played that
they're a
one
bunch
shot. with
They're a bunch
Trophy.
Yeah.
of lovable goofs, you know. They're
Where we
just-
got attached to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be right.
I guess I'm just worried of the three of us being separated.
Yeah.
And unable to see or communicate with one another. But if you think that we'll be fine, then I trust you.
They're not that. I don't know. They're not like that. Like that.
Okay.
That'd be like a weird CIA DHQS thing.
Okay,
So,
I believe you.
and if Mike
Give it a
makes me a
shot.
liar, I will very much be upset with Mike.
I think Mike's
that's
gonna make you a
that's the kind
liar
of
if-
thing the U.S. government does, and they hate
That's-
the U.S. government.
That's
so-
right. That's right. Exactly. I'll put
And
that.
we all
I-
become the thing we hate. That's it's-
No.
I have a feeling
no.
by the end of this night or next Thursday, Mike will have made you a liar.
Yeah. And then I'll be like, cool. I guess Longbow's gonna have to kill every Canadian he ever meets again.
Every Canadian must die.
Well, let's do some legs.
North
without
Dakota
A.
National Guard, A. Pretty close to Canada, A. Pop, pop.
Alpha
Right.
Team is not the enemy. Come on.
We
So let's
begin-
spend the rations we don't have, huh? And do a leg.
Wait.
Yeah, who
Can
wants
I
to hit the
scavenge this
road?
area? Can I scavenge this area for food?
Oh, there's nothing left here. One, we've scavenged it before when we were here.
It was like
Two,
it was like weeks
somebody
ago.
else has been coming and going and doing stuff here. You think they're just leaving food behind? No.
Maybe. They forgot where they left that delicious sleeve of Oreos.
Holy sauce.
This is a beautiful Caesar salad around the corner, right over there.
Oh, man.
Let me write down
There's
leg
a
one.
big box full of Birdie Bots berry flavored beans, but they're all like the grass flavored ones. Just-
They're all
Why you do that
vomit
to me?
flavor.
Mike? Why you do that?
it's not even like black licorice first aid. It's like, why would you make this in the first place?
No, they're all vomit flavor.
So
All
mean.
right, moving on.
Some poor taker is like, awesome, fucking jelly beans, amazing. Oh God, why are they all vomit flavored? I'm so
I've been be-
hungry. I have to keep eating them because otherwise I'll die. of
I've been
starvation.
being
I
boozled.
need the calories anyway.
This is a source of carbohydrates, surprisingly. The gelatin sustains me.
Oh my god.
How long before
So,
that
yeah,
becomes the normal
let's-
flavor for you?
What is it? They get the there was people who were having trouble when they would get COVID, where their brain would like rewire like how their taste buds operated, so everything tasted like
Yeah.
oh good, everything tastes like ash and garbage. It's like
Yeah.
yeah. How many crappy jelly beans does it take to like force your brain to do that? That's
There was I saw a news story. It was like a kid. He was like 16. And he was like, "Yeah, everything tastes like cigarette ashes now." So I guess I've lost 50 pounds in 3 months.
oh.
Oh,
Just
it's
like,
awful.
uh,
All right,
So on
Mike.
that
li-
note, yeah, let's do some legs.
Leg one.
Woo!
I've already marked the rations. I've been. in
Same
them.
here.
All right, here we go.
I
We head
already
out
wrote leg one.
in the direction of El Dorado, Kansas, to head for our meeting point. We're following kind of like numbered state highways, not necessarily like interstate, but it's like, oh yeah, take Route 14, and it's like it's 2 roads and it has like a number sign, but it's just 2 lanes, it's just through the woods kind of deal. And there's a point where you can see there's like it crosses with another road, and there's like probably like the burned down remains of what used to be a gas station on one of the corners, and like there's a bunch of cars rounded up at this intersection, like bumper to bumper pressed together. It looks like someone might have like smashed in kind of as they were being moved around. But as you get closer and you can see and you can take a look, you can see that there's basically like this big ring of cars, and in the center there's a bunch of casualties.
Are they all dead or like moving around?
Moving around.
Oh my god.
How many is
Wait,
it?
the 9 torpor?
No, they're active. They're wandering around inside this like corral of cars that have been there.
Which means that they've been moved here recently-ish.
Yeah,
Can I take a look around?
Yes, you can.
Is everyone cool with me one-dunning that?
Yeah, of course. One and done in this game.
Oh, that's a 10 on the. Yep. All the. Oh my God, how do we play this game?
The red die is bad, black die good.
Black die did good. I
Good.
just need to figure out what the rest are.
Black die, yes.
I mean, actually, I rolled a 10 on the black, so it really doesn't fucking matter. It's 15 over 7.
Okay. That
It
sounds like a
didn't
success.
matter, but I needed to remember how to math.
Yes, I think you can see that like as the trees kind of recede back, there is like this circle of cars that are like forming this corral that all these casualties are inside of. There's probably the remains of a couple other buildings a little farther back from the actual intersection, and that it was kind of like flapped up, and then like the breeze caught it and blew it back down as you were like kind of like scanning the area. But there's like this bed sheet that kind of like flops back down over the side of like. It was attached to like the top. Wow, I turned pink. It was attached to like the top of a minivan, and then like it kind of like caught the breeze and like went back down the sides. And you can see that in like big black hand, like painted on letters, it says, "Please do not shoot the sick."
I think the shepherds, right? What are they called? It's the shepherds,
Yeah.
right? That are these ones.
So
yet
the
another-
shepherds will keep them for research, and they especially like they want to
Oh.
like observe vectors and get samples from like latents and immune.
Oh, okay.
I
But
thought
they're not prone to.
I thought that was the people who were in that ambulance. That was the ones that kept them for research and stuff, and they were like the Crusaders or something.
That's right. Yes, I'm getting the names confused. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the shepherds are just like, they're just sick. We'll just leave them.
Yeah.
It's fine. And Meek will pretend to be shepherds sometimes.
Yeah. Martha will point it out, but I think we're dealing with shepherds. I didn't see people though, right? I just saw
Yeah.
like
No, you saw there's this ring of cars, kind of like they are like crunched up against each other to make sure like it's a tight corral. Like those
Mhm.
things are not getting out of there. You know.
Mm.
And I lost my train of thought. Oh, and there were like some buildings like farther off, away from it.
Are we okay to walk by this or?
Deacon.
How many are there? Was it?
There's a bunch in there. It looks like maybe say 25.
Holy shit. I thought there was like 3.
I'm
No,
having a.
there's a bunch. Actually, can everybody roll a self-control for me for stress?
Oh god.
Sure. Oh, sweet. 10 on the die over 9.
Self-control. 5 over 1.
I
Cool,
failed.
You failed. It's 1 stress.
Cool. I just cracked in stress.
That's right, because we're all jacked up from the last mission.
From the mission we're still on. Yeah.
Crack just happens though, right? Right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you-
cracked
that's
is the
fight,
one where
flight,
like
or
you
freeze.
is that is
Right?
that the one after 5 or the one after 10?
I've taken 10 stress damage.
Okay.
Oh,
That's the one where like yeah, we kind of decide on it because like it becomes a recurring thing.
Oh, the other one of the other things that I have now.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you already had that before, right?
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
Okay.
you're cracked in 2 things now.
Uh-huh.
Because when you get to like the good
Crumble
close view
teeth.
with the binoculars up there, it's like you see they're all like they're wearing dirty clothes and stuff like that. Like you see one go by like that window of the minivan, and it's like I know that backpack. That's Puck's backpack, and then like the thing drapes down with like the message on it.
Cool. So okay, then Martha says, I think these are shepherds. And then after a little bit of us like trying to figure that one out, she starts walking forward and says over her shoulder, Puck's in there.
Whoa. No.
Hold on. I'm just going to try to like hand on shoulder, like let's not. No, we're good. That's not what it is.
No, but I saw his backpack and it.
Any of them wearing backpacks, Mike?
Oh, it's hard to see from here,
It's
right? Like,
it's like you know what? That doesn't say pucks. That says Jansport. That's kind of a different thing. I can understand why you'd make that mistake. It's a bit far, but listen, as much as I'd love to send all these folks to Jesus, I do not have enough bullets to do that currently on my person. So I think we're gonna have to let this one slide for now. I don't like it, but it's just one of them things, you know what I'm saying? I can't count that many on 2 hands. That's too many. That's kind of my rule of thumb there. But you ain't got any grenades hidden somewhere long about, do you? You just seem to find them sometimes. So
I was holding on to one for a minute, and I'm done with that. I'm done with that part of my life.
All right, we've passed the grenade arc. All right.
Yes, Deacon, the good book of explosions has closed.
The Testament of Longback. Yeah, I don't see anything we can feasibly do about this with our current resources. So I guess we just gotta go.
I mean,
Martha is distracted, but she will follow. If you guys have convinced her, but yeah.
before you walk into a ring of death.
Just like, nope, that one says LL Bean. That's different. Just keep naming backpack brands.
But it's got that reflective neon green stripe right down the middle, right? Like that's
Yeah.
distinctive. That's-
She would point out like things that are distinctive to his backpack that she thinks she's seen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mike, is there there's nobody else out here from what we can tell, right? It looks like these things have just been recently-ish put here.
you
And-
haven't seen anybody out here walking around or anything like that. Yeah, somebody built this ring to store casualties in.
Do they have like a is there like a vehicle that's backed up to it that they could have like dumped all the casualties out of, like a big van or something like that? Like just
Casualties
curious.
have bright orange cow tags. What is the situation here?
Yeah.
They are shepherds.
I don't think you see a vehicle like that. I think if you do kind of like wander around, like there is a point where like they're all kind of like end to end to make most of the circle, and then there's one point where there is like a pickup that's like nose in.
Okay.
That like you could back that one out and like make a space. Like that's like the gate in and out.
So they're loading and unloading them.
Cattle guards. Rookies.
And can I go look at that truck?
Yeah.
Does it look like it works?
Gonna get in and check.
I mean, waste not, want not. If I get a willpower, I'll do it.
Oh, you'll get a willpower if you do it. Yeah.
Great.
I mean, I'm gonna
Absolutely.
I want to check it for grenade-shaped booby traps first. But yes, I want a truck that's not the ghost truck.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is like it's like one of those like little Toyota trucks that never seems to die, so they just get sent all
Yes.
over the world afterwards.
Yes.
Like, oh, we're done with it here in Kansas. It's gonna show up in a video out of Saudi Arabia someday, but like we're done with it here.
One of those like little quarter ton, like just never gonna
Yeah.
die tiny trucks. Yeah, beautiful.
It's running really ragged, just like bang. All right, it's good now. Like, yeah. Yeah, I think it's got some like extra stuff strapped to like the front grill, across the front grill, and in front of the windows and stuff like that. To try to like reinforce it a bit.
Mhm.
But it's just kind of like pulled up into there, and like you can like it still has like the push button for your thumb to open the door kind of deal. Like you gotta somehow push it closed, but keep the thumb button pushed, otherwise it unlocks when it hits, and like you gotta
Do it just right.
you gotta time it to be able to close it. It's like it's a pain in the ass. But yeah, you can get up there and like it's not locked. You can just pop the door open and try to like poke your head under the seat and all that kind of stuff here.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Cool. Yeah, so take a willpower and then give me an athletics check.
Sweet. I did say I was gonna check for traps.
No traps, no
Athletic.
booby liars. No.
All right, good, good. Oh, this is I won on the die. That's a 8/1, and then my athletics puts that to a 12.
Okay, cool. So like you get in, you're like, all right, hey, does this thing work? I'm gonna check,
I'm gonna spend my
underneath.
ration because I did an athletics, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Because we gotta burn all those resources.
Yay.
Kind of like pop the door, lean the head in, like look underneath. It's like, hey, it looks like the actual like the key mechanism has probably been like torn off so that they could just start it with wires to begin with. And as you're kind of like leaning in and you like start to poke your head back up, that's when like the windshield like spider webs out and like the rearview mirror comes flying off it. And then like the back window like spider webs out from like because the bullet goes through both. But you hear a bang from one of the other buildings that was like a little ways back from the intersection.
Miranda pulls her bow.
Just hit the dirt like is
We
kind of my
followed their
first
instructions.
instinct. Just hit the dirt.
Yeah, I guess hit the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that happens. And you can see like over there, there's like the smashed out remains of what must have been like a fast food joint or something like that. And like that's when you catch somebody like coming up, like you know how McDonald's has like the ridges on the roof, like stuff like that. They kind of get
Those
like the head that
golden
pokes up
arches.
between that, like kind of like, and then like reflection off the glasses, like
Shit.
yeah. And you notice that like, oh, there's all this sound and like there's actual motion here now, and like that's where like the 6 casualties coming out of this woods, 3 shambles behind you are coming from. Because somebody fired off a loud weapon. So
But they're going towards the loud weapon, right?
Oh, they're headed-
There.
yeah. They're here, and you're here, and the corral's here, and the weapon's there. So they're just
No,
kinda-
no.
So
If we go ahead, Ethan.
I'm just thinking, like, these people don't want casualties to be killed because of the ideas that they have about this. So if we start shooting, even the 6 that just showed up, they're probably not going to be very happy.
Right.
And I, for one, don't want to have to worry about 6 casualties and a dude with a gun. Because I just don't have the best track record at not getting shot by dudes with guns.
It's pretty low.
So we could dip, and then they'll probably move that truck and put them new buddies in that corral.
And we just dip.
If we run fast enough.
I mean, they can just shoot us the whole time, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
We
I feel like there's probably a number
mechanically
of checks
we don't
can
have a bike or a car that allows us to just like spend resources to leave.
Right.
Yeah,
So
if
it is you spend a ration to make an athletics check to exit a situation and escape the casualties that are here. And if you fail, we let you spend an extra ration to leave anyway. And we do that as like we have spent rations to explicitly exit this leg.
I'm pretty sure isn't the vehicle thing you can skip it without ever like seeing what's in it kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like that's the bonus of the
Oh, right.
vehicle, but I think you can normally just bug out in general
Okay.
with the athletics
We
check
just have to spend extra rations to do it.
if we fail. Yeah, I mean I'm kind of like that's now 31 casualties and a dude with a gun. That's a that seems like overwhelming force to
That
me.
math seems fine.
And to be honest, a very distracted Martha.
I'm no mathematician, but Martha's thinks that Jansport over there says Puck, what's his face on the back. So we gotta go.
So
guess we
I
just
I
have to
think
go.
there's probably also a moment for Longbow where there is like thinking back to when you would work with your partner that he would stay in a deer blind, like up in a spot like that, he'd be up there for days. It's like you wait till the shot comes.
Right.
And it's like that person up there,
yeah, they've been at it for a while.
they're acting just like Stone did, right? Like that's
Yeah. Then I want to peek. I want to look at that figure real close. It's not a figure I recognize.
do
right?
you have binoculars or anything?
I have my scope.
Make an awareness check.
Don't point your gun at.
I mean, he pointed one at me.
Fair. You're not incorrect.
Yes, 2 on the dot.
All right. You scope it out, you look up there, you do realize that they are not pointed at you, like they don't see you when you're like staring at them do
Right.
this, right?
Yeah,
Like
we're
you
not
managed to
in a
avoid
sniper
detection
off.
in the process as well. Yeah. We're not in the sniper fight level of every Metal Gear Solid game. That's it looks like they're scoping like by the trees where these other casualties are coming from.
Okay.
And probably have like pulled up like a little walkie-talkie. You notice this because it's bright yellow and you can see like it has SpongeBob legs when they're holding it up. So
Good stuff.
they're trying to coordinate with someone, and they're like glassing those casualties to count them and stuff like that. But you can see that that's it's a woman that's up there with like kind of like really curly long hair that's pulled back, and wearing like an olive green like windbreaker kind of thing. But it is not your partner that is
Okay.
up there.
Cool. Well then, awesome. Last question, Mike, before I run away.
Mhm.
Can I start this truck? I'm down. I'm down in the floorboard. I'm down in the floorboard.
If you
Oh,
want to pop the wires, if you want to like do the criminality check to like hook this up and start it, you can. In fact, a lot of it's exposed. You
will.
plus 1 on the check.
Does he get another will? Does he get another will? If he doesn't?
Plus 1 on the check. So mean.
+1 and he gets a will.
Oh, and then get another will for this.
How much will do you have? Right. So I know you got 1.
My
He's
a
current
second
is
ago.
5.
Yeah. You have 5? No, I'm not
Yes.
more than that. Come on. That's
Right. So he has so much will.
Oh.
It's like the will equivalent of like in Fallout where you get the perk where the little pit boy is just Jesus Christ, and it's like that's how lucky you are at this point. You just
Man, the deal is it's like if I could just take it and we all get away, that'd be pretty awesome.
Would be fucking awesome.
My crew, where am I? Where's Deacon and Bertha? in
on the
relation?
ground about to run.
Yep.
Right now I'm prone. I'm about to be in like starting block position, and then I'm gonna be, you know,
now we're gonna see how leg day has been going.
you're gonna see how leg day goes.
Yeah. Then I mean, I think Longbow is gonna try and steal this truck.
Did I turn into Casey in our 2 months off? What the fuck is going on?
I mean,
Do it.
look,
Just do
if
it.
we can get a truck, this is gonna be
That's not the
great.
ghost truck.
That's not the ghost truck.
We're just gonna pull up in the truck, and Jet Jones gonna be like, "Man, I could have sworn that truck was white when I left."
It was a Ford, wasn't it? That's
Yeah.
it was an
Ford, that's a
F-150. This
Yeah.
thing's a
What is this little dinky Toyota business?
this little truck you're driving here.
Yeah, Mike, I think I'm gonna try and steal this truck.
Okay.
Yes.
And you know what? You got 5 will to fix it if you roll back.
Yeah, no
so-
shit.
It's a 7/3.
703. Okay. There. You like these wires?
Do you wanna make it
you
a
just gotta
crit-
pull this one out of here.
I don't want to make it.
Plug it in?
Not yet.
Zap it. Engine rolls over. There is no muffler on this thing.
Fuck.
So there will be 4 more in 3 rounds.
I only have a car, so we'll be out of here.
And I feel like you got to go through some of those. Like,
What? No, I don't. I don't want it.
You know, Martha and Deacon are on the ground, and we hear a truck start up.
It's like a
Wait a minute.
loud, angry
And they
Toyota.
just,
It's
I
the
think they just
angriest
look at each
little
other.
Toyota you've ever heard.
it's no muffler on the thing at all. Yeah. Because
Deacon, does someone
if
have
they
a
drove
remote
that
control
around, they
car?
could just kite them all to follow them in it. Come on, that's how do you think they were getting back here?
This truck is
That's-
genius. It's genius for the job it has.
Do you
They
think
if
that
they
the
want
truck
more, they
just,
just turn it
started by
on.
itself? Do you think the truck started by itself?
No.
Look,
Should we start running?
I'm gathering everybody's attention for you two to get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Longbow can make another athletics check for me though, and then we'll roll initiative.
Another athletics check?
I'm good.
Okay.
That's a That is a 14 over 5.
Nice.
Okay. Like, yeah, the window spider webs out from another point again, and like
All from a different
like
angle.
like well, it's
Oh, same
comes
angle,
in from the
just a
same
different
angle, hits a
yeah,
different
yeah.
spot, and like
Yeah,
you know,
gotcha.
there's now a hole torn in the seat next to where you were sitting, like starting to stand up. Like the naga hide has this like rip in it with like fluff flying out. Um, so yeah, I mean, this truck is started. It's it's 4 on the floor. It's got like a single bench seat in the front, and it's 4 on the floor in the middle of it. So it's like,
Yeah, I'm gonna try and drive this thing from the floorboard. I don't want to stick my head up, so I roughly know where I'm at. Got to put it in reverse. Got to turn it a bit, and then
just
head.
gotta like clutch with this arm and gear with this arm, and then gas it and unclutch it, and like
We'll work it out. We'll work it out from down here. in
I
the
feel like
basement.
the gas to clutch shift would probably be easier with your hands than it would
Yeah.
be with your feet.
good chance, yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna try and steal this while my friends run away.
You don't
Okay.
have drive, do you?
One of us can try to jump in.
I have
guess.
drive,
I do too.
but I don't know that.
Oh shit! I'm not gonna try and steal this.
You already started. Guts.
I mean, you can still get it into gear. Like it's not like it's
No.
cyberpunk rules, like same kind of deal, right? You can sit in the car and like steer it in traffic. It's just you're not going to do like a J turn, like without
Gotcha.
skill.
All right.
Like,
All right. Well, yeah.
If you're not doing J turns, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. As long as I
the
can keep
e-brake.
it simple. As long as I can keep it simple, I'm gonna try and abscond with their with their gate key.
Oh my god, we
this
need to clip
casualty
all of
pit.
this.
But
Let me
all right,
distract me.
Longbow has done like a lot of things. My compatriots need to do things so that I know that they're getting away while I'm
Poppy
attracting
is
a lot of attention.
stealing a truck.
yes. Okay. So Mirtha
Mhm.
and Deacon, there's a pack of 6 that are 2 shambles away now. There's a pack of 4 that are 3 shambles away now. They are headed this direction. What are y'all doing?
Running away.
Yeah, I'm running with Deacon.
That is now 37 combatants, if my math is correct.
One
25
of
in
them
the
has
crowd,
That's-
10 out. A sniper and
Yeah.
potentially a spotter. That's a bit too. We're almost to. We're more than 10 apiece. We're
Yeah.
almost to 15 apiece. We're
We don't
well
have
on our
enough
way to 15
bullets for
apiece.
this.
Yeah,
We
I
do have
don't.
a loud ass truck.
We do
And a
have
loud ass truck. Yep.
Is that really the truck you want to be taking on legs? Because that's
It's the one that we want to take to get out of this leg.
Is that the one we want to drive up to the Canadian stronghold? It's just the loudest vehicle ever made.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll an athletics to GTFO.
yes.
as
If
in-
you both are
uh,
trying to like get the hell out of here, both of you spend a ration and give me an athletics check to try to escape the situation.
That's a 6 over 5.
12 over 2.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Can I get you both to give me one more athletics check as you're on the way out of here too?
And we spend rations for both of them, right?
You know it. 7 over 2. We're good to go.
That's 11 over 9.
Paying for
Okay.
our sins right now.
Yeah, so as like there's the corral with the casualties in it. There's a building over there, like the wrecked, McRonald's, for contractual reasons. And then like there's another building that's like kind of like smashed down, that's like kind of an old barn or something on the other side, and like there's somebody on like an electric ATV on the far side of that who does take
Oh.
pot shots as you like as you leave, but they miss.
Oh yeah.
All right, Longbow, what you doing?
I mean, I want to do the same thing. I just want to leave.
Okay.
Loud ass truck.
I just want to go. What do I got to do to make that happen? Just an athletics check.
I think there's an athletics check here because we're down to like 1 shamble on the first pack of 6. So they're like kind of here.
Yeah, see?
God.
I've been trying to leave this whole time. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So give me an athletics check to get into the truck.
I've been
To
in.
try
this
to get
whole
out of
time.
it. You've
I've
been
in
hanging out on the
truck.
floorboards, you're not like all the way in if you're on the
Oh
floorboards
my
on the
God.
driver's
All right,
side. Come on.
that's a 14 over 3.
Okay. All right.
I've rolled
Like
a
you
lot of
scramble
10s.
into the car, you
I've rolled
pull
a
it,
lot
like
of 10s to make this happen.
you're like cranking up the window as they're starting to like reach in through, like one of their arms kind of like
Oh, is that manual crank?
crunches up. Yeah. It's just a little plastic handle. Like
Didn't break one of those.
Look. I know this is ridiculous, but in my mind, this is like the Mad Max scene when he's just like casually doing all the shit in the truck to keep everybody alive. Like he's just like, oh, I gotta do that. Gotta turn up this window while I start getting this thing into gear.
We broke Mike.
yeah, sorry.
Look, Mike,
Misfire.
Mike, we're not keeping a loud ass truck. All right. We're not
All
we're
right,
just
no,
ruining
no,
their
no,
day.
I'm
We're
just saying okay, so you're in it, you have it, you can pop it into reverse. These things are here. So give me one more athletics check. Actually, give me 2 more athletics checks. Sorry.
Jesus. All right, well, okay. All right. Well, that is a 13 over 6 for the first athletics check.
This
Okay.
loud ass truck worth the like 10 rations we had to
We're not
spend.
even getting,
against
we're not
that
even
group.
getting anything. We're just getting ditched at the next leg.
I mean,
No,
now
do
I'm
you
not.
think it has enough
Now
fuel to
I'm
make
not.
it for a whole
Now
leg? Come on,
that I'm
that's-
not. You've cost me
Didn't you
so
have
many
gas in
rations.
it?
I'm now all in on the fucking truck. Yeah,
How many haul of truck parts can we pull off this thing?
That's right.
the
I
real
failed.
question.
I failed that, but I'm going to spend a will to not fail that.
Not a muffler. We won't get. We can maybe get a catalytic converter. Maybe.
So I make that last athletics check, and I'm out of rations.
Okay.
Do you have a refresh?
Yeah. I do.
Deacon and Mirtha have run out of this leg. Longbow, you exit the leg as like bullets are coming in from like the McDonald's and like the guy on the electric ATV, and like all the casualties from the corral are pouring out to follow the super loud pickup truck.
Yes.
Which,
But hey, there's this ATV that I kind of drove by, so they get to deal with that.
yeah, I mean it's
I like how there's 30
you get it up
casualties.
to like second gear, and then like it kind of like won't go to third. Like the others, it's
Fine.
like but it is fast enough to get you away from them and out of the way, and everybody gets out of the leg alive. And then down the road a little ways, this thing which had like a couple teaspoons of gas in the tank dies because they were just using it as like the gate.
Yeah.
So,
I would love to.
we
do
don't got
a,
to fuel the gate. Let's.
Would love to do a vignette.
I was gonna say, I think we have to after that. I
Love
think
to
it's
do
a
a vignette.
requirement.
we
Did
not
we do
done
one
one of
on the way to like St. Louis?
No,
I
we
thought
haven't
we
done
did.
any vignettes. I don't think we did.
I think that was just straight. We just did some RP because we
Yeah.
had like 2 people who were gone and 2 people who were staying. So we kind of got like a free vignette.
Mhm.
Oh,
we
worth of
weren't doing
RP
anything.
out of the deal.
Out of
Yeah.
RP.
Yeah.
But everybody still had to spend rations.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff.
Yeah,
I'm down for a
Yeah.
vignette. For sure.
sure.
Why
Do we
did
want to take a break first?
I
Is
mean,
this vignette
do
going to be
that,
very
yeah.
long?
no, I
We
think
We
got
got
this is
another
gonna
leg
be us
after that.
deciding what to do with this truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we could take the break after this little vignette of
Oh, it's fair.
why did we steal a truck?
Well, look, I wanted to see if I could have it. And then they shot me while I was
Congrats.
in the truck. And so I was like, well, now that I'm here, the safest way for me
You
to
just
leave
had
is
to
from within
commit.
the truck.
You just had to commit.
You know that wherever you take the truck and stop it so that we can have this conversation, it's still loud and it's going to draw casualties, right? Like,
Not in the vignette.
We ran from the truck to
Not
the
in the
vignettes.
The vignette starts when the truck sputters to a quiet stop.
And
There are no more
push it. We
casualties.
push it a little ways.
Spend
Casualties,
yeah,
yeah.
spend your ration for the leg then, because even though it's a vignette, you have to spend a ration for the leg.
Yep, which means I'm spending a little extra because I got to get my refresh done.
Okay, last refresh going. So
Same.
let's hope Trophy's just chilling.
Just chill. Everything's fine with them. So yeah.
So we have an empty truck
Well,
that may be the loudest motor vehicle still
Maybe
remaining
the
in
loudest.
existence.
it's true.
Somehow you have my dad's truck that he drove in like the mid 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to high school. with
Minus the
three
muffler. He had a
fellas.
muffler on it, so that's
Yeah.
I went to high school with three fellas that would have been jealous of that truck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I didn't realize there was no muffler on the truck.
Shepherds, man, they want some weird stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Like loud trucks with no gas in them. Wouldn't it?
I don't. Man, I don't know what to do with this other than maybe try and find some fuel for it, or maybe try and take some parts off of it.
Man, I could try to strip some parts out of that. There's at least, I mean, spark plugs, a battery. I don't know.
Some good stuff in there for sure.
Is that something we can do during a vignette? Is that allowed?
we
Can
can
we strip a
scavenge
truck
the
for
pickup
parts?
truck. Yeah.
Can we strip it for parts?
Is that a scavenging or is it a mechanic?
I think it's scavenge.
Okay, I could do both, but it's just, my special skills.
Can we scavenge the scene at the end?
Not on a vignette, I don't think.
Not on the vignette.
And you ran
Okay.
from the previous leg, so there wasn't time to
Uh-huh.
scavenge there.
Yeah, I'm not scavenging for us.
Well, apparently we were being scoped the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
If we were like, cool, let's get some resources like a truck.
And
some food.
You're throwing around we here very
I
casually.
mean,
A lot of we going around.
Deacon and I
we get
were
the benefit
not.
of the
The
truck.
royal we, yeah.
Whatever Deacon scavenge, we get it. So yeah, I am throwing around we.
I'll roll the scavenge then, since I have the mechanics. That's a double 6
Hey.
to strip this truck for parts.
You don't strip the truck apart. You find the muffler and attach it along with a can of gas. It's like, Longbow, did you not check under the seat where the two things we really need are present?
Did you not lift up the bench seat and find where they put that muffler? And wildly enough, a welding torch.
Yeah.
So weird.
We'll give you three haul of truck parts there.
I've got 2 haul remaining on my person, so I will.
I have 2.
I have 3.
I'll carry one. If Martha, you carry the other.
Okay.
And we got me some new brake pads. That's
Martha will say very seriously, I did see Puck in that group of casualties.
Well, that's impossible. We're way too far away from elevation.
I know.
Do you need to check in?
No.
We can check in. We're far enough away. We're not under radio silence.
If you don't mind.
I mean, you're far away from elevation for Puck to be here, but you're headed farther away from elevation, and that's where Trophy's at. So, hey, who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. If you're okay with me for us using the Ubix to call.
Yeah.
The specs.
Yeah, of course. I'll spend the charge. Mike.
Okay. Yeah, you can spend the charge to check in with Marceline back in elevation, who was helping out, keep an eye on everything. We're like, yeah, no, here, hang on. I'm from keeping an eye on, things were getting a little hectic for Sister Chloe, and you know, I've been, you know, the kids. Puck's here at my place, and Frankenberry was out of town, so like Chase is here too, and they know each other. And that's, but you know, things. But and you hear in the background this little girl scream, "That's my purse!" And then she's like,
Jesus
"Hang on, I'll get
Christ.
Pike. I'll get Puck."
Oh, just like her father. Just like her father.
But yeah, there's like the shaky, like she just picks up the
Mhm.
tablet and like holds it in her hand while she's like walking to like the other room, and it's like, wow, motion sickness. And then it's like she hands it over to Puck, and it's like, "Hi, how are you? Are you coming home soon? It's been a really long time. Marceline's
know.
nice, but she doesn't cook very good. And Sister Chloe cooks good, but like she got very red after a while. And Marceline said I should stay here for a couple days. But
It's probably
Chase is
good.
like very angry about things. And I'm like, so when are you coming home?"
Soon. We'll
Oh,
be coming
drinks.
home soon. We need to take care of something out here, but I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. And everything was okay at home.
"Yeah, everything's good here. I'm fine. We're all fine here. How are you?" Like,
I think Martha will just have a general conversation, like checking in with the
Okay.
child.
yeah, he you know, he rattles on for a while as children do. Eventually he'll be like, "Oh, they found another box of books and we're gonna start reading those, but they think I should save that for like the next grade up, because that's like they found like one of the weird sequels to Dune in like a crate." But like it's like
Written by
not even the ones by
an-
like Frank Herbert, it's like by the Sun, and it's like
yeah.
not even part of the real story. It's messed up. But it's like, so look, there's gonna be a new book. It's gonna be good. I'm so excited.
I'm
Ugh.
excited. That's great.
It's like page
Hopefully I'll be able-
17 fell out of A Wrinkle in Time. Like,
Well, that happens. Hopefully maybe I can try and bring you something new. You just stay safe, okay? And yeah, just stay safe.
okay.
Yeah.
And like he doesn't really like probably fully say goodbye or anything, and it's just like the calls ends. Like, yeah, okay. Click. Like,
Oh.
Thanks, Longbow. Thanks. Deacon, I'm gonna apologize in advance for whatever. I think Sister Chloe may have hit her limit of child. But
Child rearing, child care.
yeah. But thank you for that call. Guys, this isn't the first time it's happened.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. But please just help me.
Yeah.
Know that that's not a thing.
I get that.
Deacon, you're talking, but I can't hear you, hun.
Every so often I kind of see my old partner every so often. So I get you.
How about now?
Yeah.
I didn't change anything strange.
Oh.
New setups, y'all. They do that.
magic.
Magic.
Wrong game. No magic here.
What was Deacon saying?
I've drug you out of a minefield. So, you seeing a couple funny backpacks isn't exactly, adding too much to my to-do list. You know what I'm saying?
Where would I be without you guys? Dead in a
Probably
minefield.
in a minefield, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Or sitting at home
I was about to say,
comfortably because you wouldn't have
or-
got wrapped up in all this stuff.
Yeah. Having a happy, boring life in elevation.
Well, yeah.
You might be washing dishes, at the
Hey, I
bar.
could work at the bar, right?
teaching ballet. I don't know.
Old
Probably
Ralph always needs help. Yeah.
probably a lot better than whatever we got going on, but
Nah,
not nearly as interesting.
nah, we're a team. So okay, then thank you. So we're ditching the truck, right? Like we've taken what we need
We've
to from
taken a
the.
bunch of parts out of it. Yeah,
Okay, great.
some hard to
I'm
get
taking.
things.
I'm taking
sure.
one haul, right?
Yeah, I think each of us is taking one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there may be a moment where Longbow, you're like, well, let's just touch these things together, and like, there's like the magic blue smoke out of the like engine compartment. Like, no.
Actually, yes, because I do want to put a Incidentals were here sticker on the truck, right there on the windshield.
Just straight right between where the two bullets went through it.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. We have a brand to maintain.
The brand.
There
Oh,
you go.
not the.
Okay.
Not the
Yeah, then we've got one more leg to go, and then you get your pickup, right?
Maybe.
Sure.
Sure.
So
Do you
break.
want to break? Yeah. All right. Well, it is 14-ish past. Probably be 15 by the time we say something here. So probably around 9:25, 10:25 Eastern, 8:25 your mountain, and 7:25 Now, if you're in Europe, it's gonna be no.
Oh my god.
We're not doing the math for all of you. Figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. No.
Oh my god.
We'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It'll be good. We'll have a good
Alrighty.
time. We'll be right back. Bing. I'm sorry. I should have given us a countdown before clicking that button, shouldn't I? Hi,
Oh.
everybody.
Why start a
Let's do
new
this.
tradition?
Let's do this.
I was thrown. It's like, well, do I go back by like showing the tarot first to do it, just to like keep it fresh
After
in everybody's mind, or not?
After 3 years, are we really gonna change how we come back from break or anything?
Mike just slams on buttons. That's the message here. That's yeah.
It's good. It's good. We love it.
So yes, we have been in touch with our fine blue-haired Animoji friend. We have been sent to try to go to a pin on the map south of El Dorado, Kansas. We have stolen the loudest pickup truck in all of the loss. We have scavenged it for truck parts. We have then had a discussion about why did we just try to steal the loudest pickup truck in all of the loss? And now here we are. So I'm just gonna, okay, because I like it, I'm gonna throw up the art again. Ta-da! There. We are so out of rations. That's
We
it.
are
That's tonight's
legit
thing.
out of rations now.
Yeah,
Especially now.
things did not go very great after trying to steal the loudest pickup truck in all of the loss.
It would have been just as bad if we just left. So now we have 3 haul worth of stuff.
We did a pretty good bit of stuff.
We have stumped Kratrina while she had something in her mouth. She could not retort. Okay, let's.
I mean,
So one leg to go. Let's.
Longbow's head is down. He's not looking at anything. He's gonna keep walking. There's nothing
right.
to interact with.
Yes. Not paying any attention.
I've learned my lesson from everything that was said on break.
That's
And-
enough
Come on.
adventuring for today.
Sorry, I was just giving you shit.
No.
Okay, so we have one more leg to go here until you reach your destination. So spend a ration to begin another leg.
Fuck.
Yay.
Why? Why do we have to start legs out that way?
Just cause. So yes, we're walking, we're here on these kind of like back roads in Kansas. And eventually this road leads us to a spot where on one side it is dead ass scorched field because climate change has just done a number on everything on this planet. And on the other side, There are about 8-foot high barbed wire fences, and inside there is a complete field full of living plants growing. You can see that there is like bright, shiny, red, plump, like tomatoes growing in there on all these things. And as you get closer, you can see that there is a metal sign tacked to it, or attached periodically to the fence on the outside. It said like, authorized personnel only, and it has a big DHQS logo. But inside, you can see that there are rows and rows and rows of bulging tomato plants. And in the middle of this fenced-in area, towards the middle, there's like some sort of a structure. There's like a small building barn type space back there.
DHQS farm.
Yep.
You reckon they got any pickup trucks, Longbow?
No,
God
haven't seen
damn.
any.
Damn, Deacon.
There's some beautiful tomatoes there that look great, but Longbow's walking on. I'll spend my ration to leave the scene, and y'all have fun.
No.
Message
think-
received.
You do hear a like towards the middle of the field where there is that building. You do hear a like work chunk, rattle 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 rattle, work chunk, rattle 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 rattle.
What is that?
Can I see what that is?
No, I'm
Um,
rubbernecking for sure. Deacon's rubbernecking.
If you climb up the fence, you would probably be able to get enough of a view to.
Oh, that seems like a great idea, is to climb on the
it's too much.
DHQS fence.
Deacon is like tippy toes curious. Like he'll
Not
like
touch the fence curious.
no, not touch the fence curious. That's a different level of curious. It's like it's close to killing the cat level of curious.
Didn't we hear that these weren't heavily like monitored? Is Longbow still walking away from us?
No, he's gone.
Gone?
He's not walking away. He has left. I spent my ration and I left. I'm allowed to mechanically spend a ration to leave a leg. I've left the leg.
It's gone.
What is
Okay.
there to do here? There's
That's
a giant DHQS sign and a don't touch sign. It's like, okay.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Last
that's
time
fair.
There was an
wasn't a sign.
authorized personnel only sign, not a
We
do
are not that.
touch.
All right. You're not authorized to be here.
Oh,
And in the past, you've been so concerned with DHQS rules. It's like,
This is not the leg where I'm going to push that. So
that's fair.
Longbow is gone,
Fair.
and
That's
y'all
fair.
can stop trying to get me engaged with this leg.
Yeah, fair
I'm
enough.
not
We
gonna
can
do
just leave.
anything without Deacon or without Longbow.
so I think, Deacon, can you give me a foresight check?
That sounds like a fun and healthy thing for me to do. I'm 11/7.
Yeah. So these tomato plants that are in there, they are ripe. They're on the verge of going like well beyond ripe. And like if somebody was harvesting these, they should have already harvested them because like these are all edible and they're going to be really good. And like if you come back in like 2 days, these are all going to be dead.
Does the chunk rattle? Does that to my two-in mechanic's ear sound like perhaps a malfunctioning machine?
Give me a mechanics check.
6/1, if I'm
Okay.
remembering. Yep, 6/1.
It definitely sounds like a piece of machinery that's like getting caught on something. And then like if it were something where they were using drones to manage the farm and it kept getting caught on something, it would keep trying to like reset and get caught on something and reset and get caught on something. So yeah, that would be a good reason why there's all these tomatoes here that have not been harvested.
Yeah, I think Dickens like, look, that seems like a situation that the DHQS needs to come fix. I'm gonna head out before we peek over that fence and see a casualty with its head stuck in a combiner or something, man. I don't, like, that's not the kind of stress I want to deal with today. Longbow's gone, so we're good to go.
Okay.
The maters will be bad in 2 days anyway, so
Be
Can't
good
plant
food
the
right now,
seeds.
though.
yeah.
God, it's almost like if you went in there, you'd be able to refresh your rations.
I got 9 rations, man. I'm good. I'm good to go. Mhm. Oh, God. I'll mosey. I will roll to mosey if I need to.
No rolling need. Just, how many rations does Martha have? That's
I have I'm at 1 and I have a refresh. So this isn't mechanics wise, I'm fine.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Can I scavenge this leg?
yes.
Then I will scavenge this leg for rations, but not go into the DHQS area. I'm grabbing what you know what? If it's been broken for a little bit, some of that shit has grown out. It's not on DHQS property anymore. I can just
like
grab
just
it.
barely outside the fence.
Yeah.
It's all the stuff inside has been cared for. It's just
Mhm.
when it reached the point where they were supposed to like deploy the harvesting drones, and when the harvest drones are full, it sends the message to DHQS to like send somebody out to like pick up the
It
bins.
hasn't done that.
Like that drone is like jammed on something back there, so that never
Mhm.
happens. So this food is just here and it's going to rot.
Okay. Well, I'll
But
scavenge.
otherwise, yeah.
Is that
Oh,
a-
quick! There's small animal of some sort. Ding! Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Is that a self-control check just to think about the fields and fields of good food that are about to rot?
that should probably be some sort of stress check. Yeah.
The 13 over 2.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to come up with
Wait,
something
that's not the right math.
thematically appropriate.
It's a 10 over 2. Sorry.
Okay.
That
Still a
is not the
success.
number I have in scavenge. How many? So do I get a full refresh or?
Yeah.
What do we get? Okay. Does someone else need that more?
Good.
David, do you need a refresh rations?
Do you know Longbow's not there to talk to?
Okay. Then I will fill my rations up and have 1 refresh left. That's how that right? Right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Then we exit the leg. All those tomatoes go to waste, and we move on to our destination outside El Dorado, Kansas. We get closer, and it's like we're kind of like El Dorado's not super big. I'm making some of it go. It was just a spot on the map. It's not super big. You're kind of out on the outskirts, and like it's like, oh, your little waypoint marker in the thing is here, and it's like, okay, you're 500 meters, 400 meters, 300 meters, until eventually you end up standing in the parking lot, kind of out here in the woods, of a restaurant that has a big sign up on the pole that has a picture of a shrimp on it, and it says "Keep it Trimple." Because
I have to believe this
when
is a real
you want-
place. I have to
got
believe
I
this
got a
is a real.
picture. Yeah.
Oh my
So-
god.
Was Keep It Shrimple the one that we found out was in Poland, or was that the
Obi-Wan pierogies in Poland.
Obi-Wan
Yes.
pierogies? That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Keep it Trimple. I'm not sure where it is. I'll dig the picture up later, and then I'm not sure. Full Speed Ahead does mail order stuff, and we visited their place before too. So yeah, we're here in the parking lot of Keep It Trimple, which is like burned out but still has the sign out front. And this is like the ping me when you get here
Yeah.
destination.
I'll send up the note. We're here keeping it shrinkful.
Like, okay, all right.
You
Glad you
don't
made
have
it.
to play into this, sir.
I
Like,
gotta
glad-
establish.
glad.
I gotta establish that we're in good spirits. It's good.
Good. I'm glad you made it. Took your time. I should look into transportation sometime.
We should.
But
we
hang
we
out.
should. We
yeah,
really
hang
should.
out there. Will be about a half an hour.
It just never works out.
Yeah.
Be right here.
So about a half an hour passes. And you're here kind of inside, keep it trimple, staying out of the sun, that kind of deal. And a still in okay shape but dinged up like Suburban pulls up, and it's like one of the older Suburbans where it's like still kind of like that 80s 70s vibe, because
Like that boxy.
they did a reboot of them for some reason of that style, because why
'Cause
the
the
hell
80s
not?
were great again. The 70s
Yes.
were great again for the third time.
Yeah. We're trying to reboot the version that we had in the 2030s, which was a reboot of the 1980s.
Yes.
But yeah, a Suburban pulls up, and a guy wearing like he's got carpet armor on. He's probably like got like a buttoned up like big plaid, like the big checkered buffalo plaid shirt that's like blue and black squares. And he will come out and like look around for you guys. I assume finding you there.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
you're not
Longwell's
hiding
not going to
from
try and hide from the Suburban that he knows is going to come pick him up.
So he'll be like, Longbow.
Do I know this guy?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's me. This is we're the Incidentals.
Cool. Yeah. They call me Bank.
Bank.
I'll be right.
Okay.
He's like, doors are unlocked. Like goes, like starts to open up the driver's side door,
Okay.
climbs up in.
Does it seem like he intends us to like all ride in the back, or is it cool for one of us to take shotgun? And if so, I think Longbow's going to call shotgun.
Shotgun is still
But-
there. I think he's got like on his side of like the center console, there's probably something holding like a gun.
Yep.
Because he's gonna need it on the road. Some things happen on the road.
Always
This is
happens
my
on the road.
least favorite. This is my least favorite part of getting into an Uber. Is like, should we sit in the front? Like, or is that cool?
Is
Do
that
they
not cool?
obviously have? Do they obviously have 16 things in the front?
Yeah.
but no
I
middle
mean,
seat for some reason. Like, what is
you could all fit in the back if you wanted to.
It's a Suburban.
It's a Suburban.
Fit,
It's a pretty big truck. You could fit
Yeah.
somebody like could be like all the way in the back behind the seats if they wanted to. But like there's nothing when he opens the driver's side door, you don't see anything like obstructing the passenger seat in the front or anything like that.
Awesome. Then yeah, if it looks like that kind of situation, then I imagine there will be like a shotgun thing. Longbow will ask for it.
paper scissors? What's the?
Yeah.
Dingo just found the back.
He will chuckle and say something under his breath in French, like kind of like nod, like points towards it.
Okay, cool.
Deacon's like, do I understand? It's not Cajun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not kidding.
But yeah, everybody gets in the truck and he's like, all right, it's not going to be a real long trip. It's going to be like, maybe 20, 25 minutes. It's going to be fine. You don't need to worry about it. It's like, but then he opens up the center console and he takes out 3 of those like real high-end sleep masks for like when you want to sleep in like a light area and like you want to black everything out.
Oh shit.
But I do need you guys to put these on. Like for real, put these on.
We're all gonna be in this car the whole time, and you're not gonna
No.
separate us, right?
One trip, we'll be there, but
And we get to take these off whenever we get there.
you are near a place that is important to us, but we're not sure it's time to reveal where we're at because we're trying to keep things private for now.
then I'll put mine on.
Yeah, Deacon will put his on. He said, would now be a bad time to mention that I was an all-state mathlete and can calculate the exact distance we travel in this vehicle just by feel alone.
Shut up.
I'm
You-
just kidding. I don't. I
can't
hate
square
math.
root.
Square
Listen,
root
I
of the number
can-
of times the tires rotate. 30. We're
I
going
can hear those
47 miles an hour.
RPMs. Hear those RPMs calculate the circumference of the tires. I'll know exactly how far we went. I'm just kidding. I hate math. I'm just gonna put this on.
He like you're there like, I'm just kidding. I hate math. Like I can see that.
Yeah.
Martha is gonna put hers on last and then probably like hold Deacon's hand. Like, or really just like kind of grasp it.
White knuckle the little arm thing that can come down on those bench seats in some of those like old
That's
suburban
one
seats.
hand. The other one is doing its best to have no life left.
you've got
There is
one
a
there for
person.
Deacon and one on the oh shit handle.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
trying to make sure you stay upright the whole time. Yeah. Then he's like, all right, man. Puts on some music. It's like this old Alanis Morissette album.
Hey,
Yes.
Jagged
Pulls
Little
out,
Pill was
starts-
great. Shut up. I will not condone.
It's got the
Why-
like
this
synthwave
man-
remix of Ironic going for some reason.
Jesus.
This man is just a character from Letterkenny. Like
I think, well, I
any
mean,
character in Letterkenny.
I tried making tarot cards with Midjourney and just giving it the prompt Letterkenny, and I will show them to you later because I don't know what they have to do with it, and they're scary as hell. But yeah, so he pulls out, drives for a while on what's clearly like road. It's like warns you, he's like, hey, not gonna get too bad, but this is gonna get a little bit bumpy. And then like pulls off onto what seems like it's probably like gravel road for a while, dirt road farther. And then he will eventually stop. Like, I'll be back in a second. Get out of the truck.
Well, when the door shuts.
Mhm.
Longbow, like, are we still okay?
yeah.
Deacon, you still there?
Yeah, I'm all good. Listen, I think we were going about 55 miles per hour for about 10 minutes. Sorry, 88 kilometers per hour.
No, you don't
you
know any of
folk
that
up
shit.
north.
Just shut up, Deacon. We're on Mars for all we know.
We're driving
Yeah,
down dirt roads, and then he gets out of the car and leaves us here. Says, "You ought to know."
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
yeah, Longbow's is gonna like very gently paw for the sound controls, and like for the briefest moments, it gets louder before he turns it off. He's just like, "Oh, it's that way."
This is an old fraternity reflex. Anytime I put a blindfold on, I just get real funny. You know, keep things light. Try not to think too much about the situation you're in. You know,
my
it's just one of them
God.
things.
You're sure this rope is tied securely, right? That's I don't know where that was. Yeah, so the door opens back up, and you hear like the engine shut off. Like, all right, you can take off the blindfolds. Thanks. Yeah, it's like, hear him like opening up the armrest. They'll collect them and put them back in there.
Dorian.
Yeah. And you can see that he has parked in front of a big chain link fence, and there is this wall that kind of extends out both directions, where it is 2 stacked layers of shipping containers forming this big wall, and then like this kind of like chain link section in the middle where it's like a gate to get in and out. And you can see like beyond the second layer of chain link inside, there's like more smaller buildings. But there's a 2-story layer of shipping containers. And he will like bring you forward. There are guards hanging out front to keep everything safe. And then there's a space between the shipping containers and another two-story layer of shipping containers where the doors open into the center. And in the middle, as you're getting up there, you see Bex in that chain linked off section between the two walls of shipping containers. And there's other people in that kind of like this 2-stage wall that surrounds this area, and they're all latents. I think the people at the gates will be like, good, safe, nobody's bitten, nobody's hurt. I think Bank, who is the guy who was driving, like, yeah, no, they would have turned on me long before. I probably should have checked when I picked them up.
I think we're a little hurt, right?
I don't think so.
Maybe am I still
Well,
hurt?
Deacon was real fucked up.
I have 3 kill 1 stun in my left arm.
Right, that's the arm that was almost torn off, though, right?
Yeah.
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 Mhm.
That one's not feeling too good, but it's feeling better. We're better.
I think they'll want to try to test you before they let you in,
That's fine.
just because, like, you've got exposed wounds and all this kind of stuff. It's like, safety protocol. We just got to make sure. They do the test. Shocker, it comes up negative. Okay,
That's good
Cool.
to know. Tell me that. Am I immune?
uh,
I've never checked.
I think the guy who's there, he picks it up and he holds it up. He's wearing like this like green jumpsuit with like rubber boots, got like squirrely like messed up hair. He's just like, no, and like kind of like knocks it on the side and shakes it. It's like, no, I don't think so.
All right. Unconfirmed. We'll just leave that one up in the
There's
air.
still
All
a
right.
chance. You
There's
could
still
be
a
a
chance.
special.
It'd be special.
All
right.
Yeah, but otherwise, Bank will say like, yeah, they're, Lou sent me out to pick them up. Okay, cool. We'll bring them through. But yeah, as you come through like this like, chain link airlock that they have to like control who gets in and out of their enclave here, Bex will be like there by the door. It's like, holy shit! Like kind of like fingers to the chain link, looking at you guys as you're here.
I'm gonna try and talk to Bex.
Yeah.
I think there's probably also like some of those like concrete road barriers, so it's like you can't go too close to that. Like the idea here is that like it's set up for like if somebody from their latent community goes vector, it's contained.
Yeah.
So they're trying to protect people. But like you can go over there.
They're
and
trying to
talk
protect
her.
non-latents. All the latents in that pin die. Well, then I'll just give them like a thumbs up, a question mark. You're right.
Yeah. No, we're they're keeping us under wraps, and then they just started letting us kind of be here. Though got to give them this cold shoulder, but. But I haven't heard from the others. So I'm not sure where they're at.
This is like a totally just not even that relevant question. But are there places to sit in this just latent pin, right? It's not just like
Yeah, no, she's
only.
like
Okay.
Yeah, no, she can be like, no, they let us. I mean, they put me in here with the other latents, but like all these shipping containers are like divided inside, so it's kind of like having a little studio apartment. And like there are all like a couple studio apartments, and then there's like walkways for like so that like you can be on the first level, you can be on the second level, you can cross back and forth. Like there's a space to move around here, and this is like extended living conditions for latents so that they have a place to be.
Is that better than what we
So
have
it's
an elevation?
That's what I was about to say. Okay.
Are you asking if
It
it's nicer
sounds
to
like
have
it.
like sleep in a shipping container or a jail cell? Because yeah, I don't want to talk shit
I'm
about
not
elevation,
asking
but
Bex that. I'm not asking that. I'm asking.
okay. Well, Bex has an opinion.
Deacon would ask Bex that like give it to me straight. How's it going? And like, is it better in the visitor center? Is it comfy?
Like it's better than the visitor center. I'd feel better about it if I were ever to hear from Mary.
Fair enough.
Mary's not part of the crew, right? Or...
Mary's part of Trophy. It's just nobody played Mother Mary when we went on the trip. So Mary's
The
back.
L-
in
Oh, right. She was
Elevation.
pissed off. Right. I remember. Okay.
She was trying to figure out where
LNG
people had
toting.
gone and trying to buy like fuel for the truck to try to go find them. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I guess we're gonna go try to round up your friends and get y'all out of here, right?
Yeah.
Kind of looking at that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think Bank will be like, hey, we gotta go.
Are the guards and everybody, are they all in like uniforms, or are they just like
They're
in,
they're
like-
just dudes. Like they probably have like something to mark them as being guards. Like, oh, we found a stash of old like highway fluorescent orange safety vests. So like
Yeah.
if there's 3 guys standing by the gate all wearing that, so you assume that they're the guards.
Right.
Mm.
Okay. And the latents, are they all like Beck, where they're not part of the like other folks here, or are they like, are some of them?
It's I mean, it's kind of like the visitor center in Elevation. You're part of Elevation, but you are
Gotcha, isolated.
segmented to this one area. Yeah.
Okay.
Like for biohazard containment reasons, ostensibly. Y'all hang out here. Yeah. But Bank will like be like, hey, Blue's waiting. We gotta start heading inside. And then as you come inside the inner gate, you'll see that inside there's a lot of like improvised buildings in this area. And that as you can kind of like see, you don't have this like 2-story layer of like shipping containers in front of you. The improvised buildings kind of go back a ways, and then it looks like there's a wall. And on the other side of that, from coming up from behind it, maybe 3 or 4 stories tall, you see what looks like the tower of a castle. Round arched windows, stones on the outside, square parapets up at the top.
I got a cat.
You know, as you do
Can-
in Kansas.
There probably is a freaking castle in Kansas. There's probably is like some.
Oh, this is definitely not pulled directly from something that actually exists that I was reading about online. Yeah.
Zillow,
that's-
probably a Zillow listing, right? There's like a $3 million Zillow listing for this is 18-bedroom castle.
Yes.
Think it's just
Well,
gonna be like
it's
"Well,
it's just it's one tower.
Okay.
one tower. Okay, it's like a wizard tower. That's even better. Think he's gonna be like, these Canadians got a wizard tower.
Dude.
Longbow.
I don't know about any of this stupid shit. Don't ask
Are
me.
they scrying from up there, man? Like, this
What is that? What does that
there's
even
some
mean?
Dungeons and Dragons stuff going on over
What?
there.
I heard that was evil.
Yeah. My
not-
grandpappy said that too, but he was kind of an idiot about that kind of stuff. So
As you come through the inside, like inside
It does kind of have a Scarborough Renaissance Festival feel. I'll give you that. All right. Does have a bit of a Renaissance Festival. All right.
inside
know
the
what I'm
gate,
talking
there
about.
is also a sign up that says welcome to Yonge, Yonge.
Yong.
Yeah.
Everybody take the time to Google Yong quickly.
I don't know. Moving on.
I don't even
That
know if
comes
that'll
up with-
actually.
It comes up with 500,000 things, I'll tell you that.
I know. I was like, yep, done. I'm not gonna find it. Moving on.
There's several
it's the first-
thousand Chinese people named Yong, I'll tell you that.
Yonge. Here, I'll be nice. I will throw a link directly into Twitch chat.
Perfect.
Ta-da! Okay.
Young Street.
Yong.
That's beautiful.
Okay. Makes sense.
Mm.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I think Bank will probably say, he'll say to Longbow, it's like your friends, we can have them stay over here for a little bit. Blue's probably gonna want to talk to you by herself first.
You don't get to go in the wizard tower.
Oh man.
I mean, you
Go,
really, do we really
become a
have to
knight.
split up?
I mean,
Intentionally, I've wound up there anyway. Okay.
I mean, there's probably not a lot to talk about on that one.
I mean, just let us know if you get knighted.
Yeah.
If we need to refer to as Sir.
Sir Longabout of
I'll be sure to
Winnipeg.
make sure I get a good. What did they get? They got like a plot of land, right, with some serfs.
Back in the day, yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can get some serfs.
Just don't tell Mr. Jones. He might get all cagey if there's another noble in town.
Nobleman, yeah, all right. A rival vassal.
Yeah. We'll see if maybe Bank, my friend, can we maybe round up the other folks while he's talking? That way we're not
Yeah,
just sitting
I'll take
around.
you to where you know, now Mike's blanking out on names.
Trophy.
LoJack and Riley or Jonesy. Anyway, whichever
Jonesy's
one's
dead.
still alive. Yeah.
Mhm.
Riley, I guess it is. Yeah. And the other one who never stops talking. And we'll go, yeah, we'll take you over to where they're at.
Martha's gonna give Longbow a long hug. Be
We're
careful.
okay. It'll be okay.
Okay. Just
Get you on the flip.
watches him worriedly
Yeah.
and goes with Deacon.
So Bank will take Martha and Deacon to this yet another location, which is a space here that's been it's one of these ramshackle buildings that's in this part of the space. It probably does have a barred door from the outside because they're allowed to be in there. They're okay, but they're not roaming everything freely and getting into trouble in the entire place. But it's a pretty big space. It's not like they're keeping them in a cell. It's hey, here's this smallish house, and y'all welcome to the
House
Airbnb. You
arrest.
can't leave until we say so. It is comfortable as things in the Lost go. So it is not that bad of a thing. But they will close the door behind you when you're going. Bank will
Oh.
say, I'll be outside the door if you need anything. Bang, I can get it for you.
All righty. We'll
So
just
it's not
hang
like
out in the
we
hooskow.
can leave without Bank letting us leave. Is that what I'm
Right.
hearing?
You're
We're
under
in the
house
hooskow.
arrest.
We're in the
Sweet.
hooskow.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're guests in the feudal Japan sense of guests.
We're in Her Majesty's service currently. We're
I really don't think that we're supposed to be saying all this.
We're not.
I
We're not
mean-
actually saying these things I'm not saying these things. I'm already gone.
I mean, look, Banks out here dropping French, and I know he's not from Louisiana. so
Okay,
that
I
narrows
mean
it
the
down.
plaid, the whole plaid thing was a little.
What?
I'm
The
going to
Alanis
check.
Morissette. Look, it doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure out that
I'm
these
gonna
dudes are
check on
Canadian.
the trophy folk.
Yeah, they're surprised to see you. They're happy to see you. Longbow. LoJack recognizes you all very instantly. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
you guys
And
came.
how-
Howdy.
God, that's so good. We Bugs we took a job, and we went out to do it, and then a bunch of these huge feral hogs, and just it went so bad, and it was just such a mess. She just kind of sits there and buries her head in her hands, and there's the 3 members of Trophy and 2 other people here who had gone out as farmhands.
I've heard. I had cousins in Texas that had real trouble with them things. They're no joke. So, how many of y'all did you start with? Because I see 5.
And Bex.
Bex makes 6. How many did you start with?
There was the 4 of us from Trophy, and I think there was a dozen farm people.
That math checks out. That sounds like a hog situation.
Yeah, and I think Bug probably looks like she hasn't slept the entire time you've been on your way to St. Louis and back. Like she is.
I'm
She
going
was just trying to make money, and a whole bunch of people died in front of her. So.
Okay, I'm gonna like take off my coat and like wrap it around Bug. Like it's okay, we're here now. You know, I'm gonna like kind of help Bug handle whatever if Deacon wants to figure out and try and get more information, I guess. But I'd also like to see if I can get a will for caretaker. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Yeah, Deacon's gonna be like, anybody want a biscuit? They're homemade.
They're weeks old at this point, but
Little-
they are homemade.
Little stale, but hey,
I guess like her other question isn't so much about who came with them, but how they are being treated here. Like how did this situation happen?
I think Riley will say, like, it's been, we were in the field and like the wild boars were like just going nuts, and we were hiding inside what was left of this combine, but they were smashing through the windows and like hurling. Like I saw Big Duluth just get smashed up against the window right in front of me.
Mhm.
Just, and like he kind of like just stops talking at that
Yeah.
point. And LoJack kind of like, pats him on the back. It's like they've been taking okay care of us. They've been taking good care of us. Like they
Okay.
keep making this weird thing where it's French fries and they put gravy and cheese on top. That's pretty good. So like,
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you guys are safe and they've been taking care of you and it's not been bad.
yes. Also, thank you, Weave the Tail, for popping by with your raiding party.
Hey guys. Okay. Well,
So
hopefully
meanwhile,
we'll be out of here soon.
Bank probably has the dude who was in the jumpsuit take you along about farther. And he takes you towards where there's this gate in this kind of like wall. On this side, it's covered in like canvas tarps. But he's like, yeah, we're going through to see Blue. And like, there's somebody there who like, cranks this mechanism that like opens this metal gate in the wall. And he
Literally
takes you
medieval
through.
technology. I love it.
Yeah. On the inside of that space, what you can see is that metal wall is actually concrete the whole way out. It's 2-inch layers that are kind of curvy and repeating all the way down the thing. Inside, when you were traveling before you got to Skeeters, there was a point where you were out in a field and there was like that weird like shaped like a U that was extruded and kind of on its side shape.
Yeah, that weird structure we changed into our like heavy coats in.
Yeah, kind of like using it as like a carport kind of cover kind of thing. In here, there's about a dozen of those, but these ones are not hollow. They're that extruded shape, and then they have walls on the outside with doors, and they're like little houses. And I think the inside, waiting inside, there's a woman who has like this real high side shave haircut, bright blue hair, and it is all like combed one direction. It kind of covers half of her face.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, nice to finally meet you, Doug." She like kind of walks up and shakes your hand.
Well, it's good to meet you too.
She's kind of
like-
small. She's not real big. She's like, come on, here. We'll go this way. My office is over here.
I kind of feel like I recognize this. What is the weird? What is with the U-shaped buildings?
They have been extruded, and then the building parts have been put into them. And as she's walking, she will walk by, and there is someone with like it's a very sturdily made computer terminal that has NASA stenciled on the side, the logo printed on it, and she will pat it as you walk past. She's like, well, she pats it like, you guys were kind enough to drop this off for us, so And you can see
Nice.
that machine is hooked up to this big like scaffold setup, and it is driving what's basically a really big 3D printer that's printing with concrete.
Okay, this is really cool. I was hoping I was going to get to see this again and put some puzzle pieces together. And this right here has made the whole trip, plus getting our friends back, worth it.
Yeah, like it was built to survive so that they could try to build habitats on Mars.
Wow. Okay.
Survived the zombie apocalypse.
And this is as Martian as you can get where we live in
Yeah.
now. So,
And she
okay.
will kind of like, turn to face you, and as she does, like her hair will like kind of like fall off to the side as she's like turning. And you can see that like the side of her face and like where that side the hair would be shaved on that side is kind of like burn scarred all across the side of her head.
Gotcha.
From like mid cheek back.
Yep.
She will
Longbow
kind
has
of
seen
like,
a lot
do
of
one do
disfigurement
one
at
of
this point.
these. Yeah.
And it's like he acknowledges that it exists, but he doesn't wince at it because I'm sure he's seen a lot, and so it's like, okay, we've all,
Yeah.
like, it's just one of those things, like, I see it and I'm not going to make a thing out of it, and we're moving forward.
So okay, hold on.
All right, just y'all check chat. Okay. Longbow didn't do that. Okay.
Um,
You're right. You know what? You're right. You didn't.
um, yeah, I think she will kind of like in passing be like, yeah, I was in Agincourt when they hit Toronto,
Oh man.
and that's like it's like a suburb type space around Toronto. So, and then she like doesn't really mention it again. She just moves on.
Yeah,
But she will
I
take you
think
back.
Longbow will name the city he was in when it happened. But yeah, for me it was wherever, and then that'll be like as much as we're ever going to talk about that.
We have bonded because the U.S. did terrible things to Canada when the crash came.
Yeah, exactly. And just say, look, the group is a little on edge. I trust that everybody's being taken care of, but I just want to hear from you as these kids that you found, this crew, or are they all being well taken care of before we go any further?
Yeah, we found them. They were in a bad spot. We still don't know what was up with those hogs. I frankly hope to never find out. But some of our folk were out there getting some stuff, found them, saved them, decided they might know more than they should, so brought them back here until we could decide what they should do with them.
Gotcha.
But they're yours, or you know them, you can vouch for them.
Right.
You can take them back to where they belong.
Yeah.
So we're good with that.
Okay, good. Good. I'm glad to hear all that.
She will guide you towards the tower. And as you get near the tower, there's like another little spot where like the road branches off. It kind of goes around. As it goes around, it goes like down. So then like when you're walking and you're on ground level and there's the tower there, you can see it, right? Where she takes you goes down like, so it's lower, and you can see that below the tower, there's this big concrete entryway. And a lot of the space is paved here. That has this big round door that has been spray painted white and has like a maple leaf spray painted on it. And she will like use a clicker, and you're like ka-chunk, and it like kind of like proceeds back and like rolls out of the way.
Yes. I like the Fallout shelter. This is good.
Yeah. My office is this way.
Do I? He like leans in. Do I call you like overseer, or is that too on the nose?
Blue's fine.
All right, Blue.
Doug.
I just want to make sure I get the title right. This is really impressive what you all have been up to. This gives me a lot of hope, a whole lot of hope. If you're interested, I happen to know where there's a big field of DHQS DHQS crops that I
Oh,
wasn't.
good. We'll try sending somebody out. Like, yeah.
I wasn't going to touch them, but
Yeah.
you all have means and resources that I don't.
I kind of didn't expect us to get all the way here tonight, but yeah.
Okay, well, we can stop here with the door opening because that fallout moment is mwah, for me. Like that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Plus, we're 10:15, so it's probably around our time here. Yeah. So, welcome back to Red Markets.
Yay! Oh man,
We got a wizard tower. We got a fallout shelter. The loudest truck anybody's ever seen. It's been a jam-packed session.
that's right.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I love, dude.
Um,
I love the rotating door with the maple leaf. That is like that's such a great image. That is such a great image. And the giant cement 3D printer.
The printer.
This
Yeah,
is
that's
really
pretty
cool,
good.
yeah.
That's pretty dope. That's really dope.
Very cool.
Yeah. So I guess we're wrapping.
yeah.
Should
I
we-
think
should
we're
we-
kind of winding down for now. If we have anybody to aim the raid machine at.
Sure. I'll just
So we
mention real
can-
quick for all the folks that are watching. Next week is really busy for us. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff. Okay. Tuesday, Fistful of Darkness, which is a Blades in the Dark system, but using like a Western, like a weird West.
A Weird
hack.
West. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got Red Markets again. Find out what's going on with this Fallout shelter and this 3D printer situation, and my old contact Blue, who has been a mystery this whole game. And we'll find out. I'll find out. I don't know much about Blue. This will be great. And then on the 26th, Friday, we have Midway Madness
Mhm.
coming back after Gen Con, starting chapter 3.
With new friends.
New friends. Yep. And on the 27th, we have Mass Effect. So it's a big week next week. And then on the 28th, we have D&D again. Rise of the Ophian?
Ian, I think it is.
Ophian? Okay.
Yeah, that's our buddy Gunmetal Droske. He's
Mhm.
running it. Apparently it's extremely lethal from what I've heard from one of
Yeah.
the players. So
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yep.
that's hard to do in D&D, so kudos.
Yeah, good on
Yeah.
him.
I mean, unless they're level 1, then it's like you sneeze at them and they die. So
Right.
it just kind of depends.
So yeah, we have a lot of really fun games coming up. And the one on the 23rd is gonna have Sean Nittner, who is a game developer for Red Hat, the company who publishes
Evil Hat.
Evil Hat.
Evil
My
Hat.
apologies. Why did I
Mhm.
say Red Hat? My apologies. Evil Hat. So yeah, it's gonna be a really fun game. I'm really looking forward to that one. And all the stuff we're up to. Okay, let's find somebody to raid. We've got Cave Geek Art. We have Spell Jamber, Space Jamber. Let's do Cave Geek. It's been a minute. We did the Bronze Girl last time, so
Mhm.
we'll do Cave Geek tonight. So folks, we're gonna go over to our good old buddy Cave Geek Art. He looks like he's making something by hand. I don't think it's a map. I think he's like making looks like a plate with it's a Rocinante The Expanse memorabilia
Nice.
that he's
Nice.
making. It looks like a cool
That's
prop
really
thing or
cool.
something. So that'll be a fun one. So yeah, let's go over there, give him some love. We're gonna like double his viewer count, which is gonna be really good. I always love doing that for somebody. Thanks a ton for everybody being here. This is Red Markets. And we'll be back next week to find out what the hell's going on.
Easy.
As always, have fun and play well.
May all your rolls be crits.